In this video class, we are going to be talking about degree, minute, second form. So some angles have decimal degrees, for example, 26.5 degrees. Angles with decimals can be expressed using degrees, minutes, second form, or DMS, in which the degrees are subdivided into minutes and seconds as follows. 1 degree is going to be 60 minutes. 1 minute will result in 60 seconds. So therefore, 1 degree, is equivalent to about 3,600 seconds, or in other words, 60 times 60, right? So the symbol for degrees, minutes, and seconds, so the symbol for the degree, we have a little circle like this. For minutes, it's just 1 apostrophe, and for seconds, we have that kind of quotations symbol, okay? So let's take a look at this. So follow the example below to convert 31.875 degrees to degree, minute, second form. Okay, so note that 31 degrees, so we're really taking this decimal piece here and we're going to break that up. So we're going to start off with 0.875, okay, and now we're going to take that and we're going to multiply that by 60. So this 60 represents how many minutes are going to be accounted for. So notice we end up with, we've put this into our handy dandy calculators, we end up with 52.5 seconds. Well, let's go ahead and get rid of the 0.5. So we're going to have 0.5 times that by 60. So when you take that 0.5 and multiply it by 60, we end up with 30. So therefore, 31.875 degrees is equivalent to 31 degrees, that was our whole number, 52 seconds, minutes, remember that was the whole number here, and then 30 seconds. Okay, so that's how we do that conversion. So that's how we go converting decimals to degrees, decimal degrees into decimal minutes, seconds. Okay. All right, let's take a look at this first one here, number 1. And so notice here that we have 15.48. So we're going to first start with that decimal 0.48. And we're going to multiply that by 60. Multiplying that by 60, we put that into our handy dandy calculators. We get 28.8. Now we take the next decimal, 0.8, and we multiply that by 60. Put that into, actually we can do 0.8 times 60. That gives us 48. Okay, so then that 48 is now the seconds left over. So we're going to have 15 degrees, and we're going to have 28 minutes and 48 seconds. Okay. All right. Let's try another one. Let's see here. Why don't we try number 5 here? Okay, so I'm going to have you try 2 through 4 on your own. So let's try number 5 here. So we have 48.52. So we're going to 526. We're going to take the decimals. So we're going to put 0.526. All right, and we're going to take that multiplied by 60 to get our minutes. Okay, when we multiply that across, we end up with 31.56. All right, so now we're going to take this and multiply that by 60. Sorry. We're going to take our decimal 0.56, multiply that by 60 to get our seconds. All right, so when we plug this in, we're going to get 33.6. Okay. All right, so we got 33.6. So in our degrees, we're going to have 48 degrees. That was our whole numbers of degrees. We are going to have 31 minutes because that was our whole number of minutes. And then we are going to end with 34 seconds because we rounded up there, right? Because that was a 0.6. So we want to write this out as a whole number. All right, go ahead and take a moment and try 2, 3, 4, and 6. All right, hopefully after those calculations, you got 150 degrees and 12 minutes, 89 degrees for number 3, 54 minutes and 54 seconds, 340 degrees, 22 minutes and 30 seconds for number 4, and for number 6, 273 degrees, 46 minutes and 16 seconds, remembering that we have to round up because of that 0.6. Okay. All right, so hopefully this is coming together. So let's do these last two. So we're going to take those decimal piece, right? So we have 105 degrees. We're going to leave those degrees alone. Take the decimal, 0.394, multiply that by 60 to find out our minutes. When we do that multiplication on our calculators, we're going to get 23.64. So we know we're going to end up with 23 minutes. So let's take that decimal 0.64, multiply that by 60 to get our seconds, and we'll multiply that out, we get 38.4. So because I got a 0.4 here, we're going to round, and we end up with 38 seconds. All right, so my rounding rules tell me not to move up, so I get 38 seconds. All right, let's look at number 8. So we're going to start off with 318 degrees. That's my whole number. I'm going to take those decimal values, 0.812, multiply that by 60. When I do that multiplication, I end up with 48.72. So I'm going to have 48 minutes. Take the leftover, that decimal, multiply that by 60. All right, and then I end up with 43.2. And so because it's a 2, I know that my rounding tells me that it stays the same. Okay, right, so pay attention to the rounding there, but we want to leave it those seconds as whole numbers. Okay, so you're going to round. All right, let's look now. What about converting the decimal minutes seconds to degree to decimal degrees? So if I have 73 degrees, 9 minutes and 50 seconds, what would that look like? So now instead of multiplication, we're going to be doing the division. So those 9 minutes, I'm going to divide that by 60. So when I divide that by 60, I end up with 0.15. And then because I had 50 seconds, I'm going to take those 50, and I'm actually going to divide it not by 60, but I'm dividing it by 3,600, because remember, seconds is going to be, from degrees to seconds is going to be that 3,600, right? So coming back all the way up here. So 1 degree equals that 3,600 seconds. So that's going to be important to notice the difference between the minutes and the seconds there. So 50 divided by this is going to give me 0.0139. All right, so now what we're going to do is that we are going to add all of this together. So we're going to have those 73s plus the 0.15 from the minutes plus the 0.0139 from the seconds. Add that all up together, and we end up with 73.1639 degrees. Okay, so it's all about the division, and then we're going to sum those all up. All right, let's practice this. So from this first one, 37 degrees and 36 minutes. So remember, we're going to take those minutes, so 36 minutes, and we're going to divide that by 60. And so that gives us 0.6. And so now I'm going to take the 37 degrees plus the 0.6, and that gives me 0.6 degrees. Okay. All right, let's look at number 11 here. So number 11, I have 52 minutes. So take 52, let's go ahead and divide that by 60. When we do that division, we end up with 0.4, sorry, whoops, wrong one. 52 divided by 60, that's going to give me 0.8667. And then I'm going to take now those seconds, the 18, I'm going to do 18, and this time I'm dividing by that 3,600. So in that division, I'm going to end up with 0.005. All right, so then our last step is we take our degrees, 84. We're going to add the minutes as a decimal, 0.8667, and then we're going to add the seconds as a decimal as well, for a total of 84.8717 degrees. Okay. All right. Let's do one more together here. Let's go ahead and do 13. So 13, remember, I'm going to take those minutes. I'm going to do 28. Divide that by 60 here. And it's going to give me 0.4667. And I'm going to take 20. Again, now I'm dividing by that by 3,600. And that's going to give me 0.0056. So let's go ahead and add these all up. So I get 310 plus 0.4667 plus 0.0056. And this is going to equal, I wrote this too big, so I'm actually going to write it off to the side here. This is going to equal 310.4723 degrees. Sorry for writing that off to the side. All right, we have a couple here to try out on your own. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try those out, and I'll come back, and hopefully we got the same answers. All right, starting with number 10, I'm hoping that you got 315.13333 degrees. Stopping at 4 decimals places is perfect here. Number 12, I got 121.0792 degrees once it's converted. For number 14, we got 8.5711 degrees. All right, for number 15, we got 50.2489 degrees. And lastly, for number 16, 253.7681 degrees. Okay, all right, so hopefully you're finding this pretty understandable. We'll keep practicing this in class.